Hi everyone, Tanya here. Welcome back to another video. If you saw in the last video, I posted my favorite books of the year. This year I thought I would post this video. I wanted to talk about actually not really the worst, but in a way I didn't really seem to gel with these books, but also books that I didn't finish. I just could not get through them. And I believe I have 5 that I just could not. I was like, I can't. I have to stop. I can't do it. And obviously if these are books that you love, like, yes, good for you. I'm excited for you, but obviously this is my own personal opinion that I did not like these books, and so that's just my thoughts on it. I hope you're all doing well in this new year. Thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you for watching this video, and if you would be so kind to consider possibly subscribing, that would be amazing. We're getting close to 1,000 subscribers. Super pumped. But let's get into the 5 books that I could not read, and I don't think I have. Oh, one of them I think I have a print copy, but the other ones I'll just show them on the screen so you guys can see because I don't like them. I guess I'll start with the one I have in print because I have it checked out from the library. Maybe I'll try, and again, maybe I'll try to read some of these. Some of them I'm like, no. It is this book, and it is so ironic. So this is the Blood and Ash series, and this is the 3rd one. I know there's a 4th one. I am just, like, I'm so disappointed because the 1st and 2nd books in the series, and they're pretty hefty fantasy books. The 1st and the 2nd one I love. The 2nd one actually I love more than the 1st one. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. The 1st one was like really good too. I flew through them in 2 days each. Couldn't wait. It had a perfect amount of like steam and tension and romance and fantasy. I loved it. And then there was this. And as you can see, I'm on page 169, and I have been here for about 3 months. And I can't get myself to keep going. I just feel like I don't know what it is with this 3rd one. It just follows the story of Poppy, and I don't want to give things away, but from the 1st, because this is the 3rd one, but it's a fantasy book. It's set in this, and it follows this relationship between Poppy and the guy that she's in love with and whatnot. And there's this whole fantasy element of this other kingdom in this world, and there's a possible war that's going to happen. But I just don't know what it is there. I feel like if this attention from the first 2 is not there, I don't know why. I can't get myself to it. I feel like it's a lot of the banter is repetitive too, and it's just like a lot of the same repetitive things. And I don't know if it's just kind of trying to rely on the steaminess that's in it to be like, yeah, like, and I'm like, no. Like, if the banter in there, like you know, things are not unique and not different, it being steamy it doesn't redeem it for, you know, it's like you gotta have more to it for me. So I don't think I can't finish it. Honestly, I'm gonna return it because I can't do it. So there's that. If you've read the series, let me know your thoughts. Did you like this one? Because I love the first 2, but I cannot get into this one at all. And I don't think I'm gonna try for the 4th one because I can't. The next one, which this was one of the biggest disappointments of this year, I was like, for me personally, I was thoroughly disappointed. I know some people are gonna like, they love this. It was like one of the best, but I've also heard that people were disappointed by it as well, is the book We Were Liars. And I kept hearing about it all the time, seeing it on TikTok and on YouTube, and I'm like, wow, this, and everyone says, oh, it has like a plot twist. I'm like, I love a good plot twist. I'm so excited. And so I got it, and I didn't fully finish it, and people are like, wait, but the reason also I didn't finish it is because I guessed the plot twist, and I was like, please don't want to tell me that this is what the plot twist is. I'm not gonna say it, because for those of you who are wanting to read it, but I searched it because I was like, please don't tell me, because I did not like the characters. There was like 2 characters I liked in it. I did not like the main character, and I felt like, to me personally, it follows the story of these teenagers. There's something that happened, and then they meet again. They're basically these like rich kids, families. They meet on this island, family island. There's something that happened, but you're not sure what it is, but they are back together every summer. And it follows the story, but to be honest, I don't know if because I'm reading it as an adult and it's kind of with like teenagers and like youths, if me having read it as an adult, I feel like it's totally predictable, the ending. Like, I was even telling my husband, and I've talked with other people who've read it, and we all were like, yeah, like we saw the ending coming. Like, it seems pretty obvious just understanding human nature and like interactions, and just seeing some of the things that are happening with her family. It's like, it kind of, you see it leading up, like it was not a plot twist at all. And so I don't know if it just depends also like the age you read it at and just like your life experience. I could see maybe, for example, like if my brother who's a teenager read it, he would probably see it as like, whoa, plot twist, didn't see that coming, whereas I was like, really? Like, I felt like it was kind of obvious to me. And so then also when I found out that that was the ending, I was just like, like, I don't know. I was really disappointed by it. I wanted more from it. I don't know if all the hype is based on that plot twist, because I just felt like I didn't really enjoy this story and the characters. Like, I wanted there to be more, and it just, I couldn't. I think I was like at 80%, and because I knew what it was, I was just like, yeah, I couldn't finish it. I tried, and I was like, I don't really see the need to try because I don't want to. I'm sorry, but that's my honest opinion personally. I'm not going to finish it. So the next book, I've mentioned this before in one of my videos, but the book Cersei. Again, I think this book has a lot of potential. I can appreciate the effort because I know the author puts a lot into it. It's by the same author, Madeline Miller, who did Son of Achilles, which I also didn't really get into, and I know people love that book. But I just did not get into Cersei. I tried listening to it as an audiobook, and I think there's just something with Madeline Miller's writing style that I do not jam personally. I love the mythology aspect of it. It follows the story of Cersei, and she is a goddess, but it follows her story, and again, it spans through decades and time of just telling more about her and why she is how she is, and from her perspective, obviously. And but I got through about maybe like 50-60%, but I felt at like 30% it just got so slow, and I felt like even though the descriptive language and like it's beautiful, but I kind of was like, where is this going? Like, I don't know, maybe I should try it again, but I just feel like I can't get into her books. I don't know what it is. At first I kind of do, and then they just seem to like just stretch out. It's way too long for me, and I'm just not, I don't know, I'm just not getting into it. I appreciate the mythology. I can see obviously the efforts put into it. Like, I think other people would enjoy her books, but for me personally, I did not mesh with this book, and I just could not finish it. I stopped, I think, after like 60% or something. I just couldn't finish it. So for me personally. And the next book, and I was surprised that I could not finish this one. Again, maybe I'll still try, but I have to return it to the library. It is called The Flip Side. And I was intrigued by the concept of the story. I think it's like a cute romance book, and it started off really well. I was laughing, I liked it, I thought it was funny, but then something just happened halfway through where I was like, I don't know, I just wasn't engaged in the story anymore. I didn't really feel like I wanted to find out, even though that's the whole premise of the book. It follows the story of this character, and basically his fiance, starts off the year, his fiance breaks up with him, he loses his job, he loses his apartment, and so he is like in his late 20s, he's back at home, and he's just like, okay, here I am in life, right? Like, it's just kind of starting over, and he's trying to figure out his life. So then there's his journey, and so then he sees this girl, he meets her in like at a museum thing, and he just like falls in love with her. He's like, this is the girl for me. But caught up in the moment and stuff, they were like doing things like walking around and talking, and they're so caught up in the moment that he didn't even ask her name, and he kind of lost her. So he is basically on this quest of trying to find this girl, because he is convinced that like this is the love of his life and he's meant to be with her. So, and again, it seems like a really cool concept, and I got about halfway through, but then again, I've started reading this about 4 months ago, and I still cannot finish, and honestly, I don't feel at all motivated, which like I feel bad, because it seems, I don't know what it is. Maybe I'll try to give it a read to finish, but I'm not, you know, like when you're just sucked into a book and you can't stop. I don't have that, and I just I don't really want to read it and to finish it. So that's just kind of my personal, you know, take on that. That's one of them. I just couldn't finish it. And then the last book that I just could not really bring myself to finish reading, and I just DNF'd it, is the book Little Bee. And the ironic thing is that this is the second time I have, I think this is the second time that I have tried to read this book. The previous time I actually used to own a copy of this book, and I tried to read it, I couldn't get into it, and I unhauled it like a long time ago, years ago. And someone at my library job was like, you should listen to this. It was an audiobook. And I didn't realize it was that same book. And when I started listening to it, I was like, oh my gosh, this is that same book. And I actually got to, I think, like 85%. But I could not continue. This book is also very intense. And I know, I feel weird because it's seen as kind of like in classic in some ways, but it's very, also has a lot of trigger things, and it's very graphic. It deals with the story of this girl, Little B, and she is it from Nigeria? And there's something that happens that's really horrific, and she's making her way to England because there's this connection to this couple that is in England. But it has a lot of intense things in it, like murder, suicide, rape, cannibalism, like just violence, like corruption, just a lot of things, adultery. Like, it's a really intense book. But I don't know what it is. Like, I felt like it is intense to read, which I think those are also important to read, but the way something happens, I felt like 3/4 of the way of the book, I just felt like it dragged on, and I couldn't really, I don't know, I just didn't want to read it anymore. And I just was like, I couldn't. And this was my second time, like I said, and I was just like, no, I feel like I'm just forcing myself to try to finish it, but I don't want to read it at all. And so that is, yeah, I felt bad because I really thought, second time I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna finish it. I was so close. I was like 85%, but I couldn't. I just didn't want to read it anymore. Yeah. So those are the 5 books that I DNF'd this year, just because, again, they were not my cup of tea. Let me know down below if you read some of these books, how you feel about them, or maybe also share some books that you did not finish, or maybe that you know, you just maybe didn't enjoy. I'd love to hear your thoughts down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye everyone.